A few words of Torah from Leann Shamash.
This little poem is called We Are Transformed. Once, long ago, there was a man, Aaron was his name. He was a father, a husband, a brother to a leader. He was called to do important work, dangerous work. His clothing, designed by God, set him apart. I don't know if he wanted the job, but it was his. As he donned his robes, he was transformed. He stood a little taller. He looked a little braver than he probably felt as he connected heaven and earth with a trail of fragrant smoke. And time goes by, clothing changes, but people remain the same. And now, Bazman Hazeh, there is a man. He gets up early one morning after a long shift the day before on the COVID ward. He washes from head to toe, dons his mask, his shield, his scrubs, his jumpsuit. He covers his graying curls, his face, his hands, his feet. He tapes a picture of himself on his gown, ready to go. He trembles for a moment, trying to manage his fear. He takes a deep breath and says a prayer. He is transformed and ready for battle. She also gets up early one morning. She feeds the cat, showers, drinks her coffee, thinks about her mother alone far away. She slowly dresses, struggling with the buttons of her shirt, fastening her heavy belt, adding her cuffs, her golden badge. She puts her hat upon her head with pride and straightens the visor, and step by step she is transformed. She stands a little straighter. Her face steadies. She is ready and alert. The door clicks behind her as she walks through to her day. A skinny 8-year-old gets up before daylight, digs his superhero comics from under his nightstand. He turns page after page, a flashlight in his hand, his eyes straining to see the superheroes fly, their capes cutting a line in the sky. He hears the whoosh as they nosedive. They are saving the world from bad guys. His father calls for him for breakfast, but he'd rather dream of himself transformed, flying with a cape, powers flying from his fingers, his superpowers unleashed. Somewhere on this planet, a queen awakens, her velvet robes clean and ready. Her crown lies in a closet waiting for her, its many jewels way down her small frame. The queen pulls the covers over her head, feels the darkness, the quiet, the peace, wishing that for one day she need not put on that crown and be transformed. She longs to be herself, to be ordinary, just a person without a robe, without a crown, on her own in the crowd, invisible, unencumbered. Our clothing transforms us. Perhaps yes, perhaps no. Better, perhaps we transform our clothing, pumping fresh air into our capes, honesty into our uniforms, bravery into our scrubs, majesty into our crowns, adding intensity and purpose. Perhaps God's design lives on.
So special. Thank you for your continued inspiration, and especially today, the ways in which the clothing extends our ability and alters us as well.